Alright, so I already got an update on the layout. I picked this nice little thing up here on Craigslist for $100. It's a Dell all-in-one. It's a Core i5 4th gen. It's got a terabyte hard drive, 6 gigs of RAM, Windows 10, but $100. I couldn't pass it up because it just helps me geek my train set out a little more. So, of course, this is the JMRI running. Turn the layout on. We'll pick a locomotive that I got on the loop. Open the throttle. Turn the lights on. Get it rolling. Yeah, it's a little too fast. And we'll pick another locomotive. That's it right there. Alright, I'm going to switch the camera to wide view so we get a better view of the layout. Just a quick view of everything running. Well, actually not everything, because I do have my bus route back in now. So I said I was going to add my buses back in, and that's what this area is right here. I just added the route back in. I turned that into like a little flea market area. I got an ice cream cart coming still, and some more seated people so I can get that more filled in. And that's all I did there, and that's after that, that's done. You should see the bus coming up. And it should stop there for, I think it's 10 seconds or 12 seconds around there. And then it'll continue its route. It goes down past the strip club and stops at the theater. A few other changes. I changed the city around a little bit, not a whole lot. I'll move the camera and show that next. So it's the Kato Unitram, and I got 2 of the port trams. I moved the one building back there with the National Bohemian sign blinking on the far left of the screen. The other 2 here are the same spot. The Denny's is over more to the right. And then I just sort of, I have all the buildings facing this way just so you can see all the signs and stuff. Here's a quick video of just the bus coming down on the bottom route. You'll see it come underneath the bridge, or over the under the underpass. This is also by Tomytec. So I thought I'd try to show some of the stuff I have on the layout. So this is my crime scene. Guy's burying a body. There's some blood stains off the back of the trunk, but you can't really make them out. And we got our little hobo village. Got a hitchhiker. And, you know, I live in Nebraska, so you got to have a cornfield. And we got a pumpkin patch. And this is the parking lot for the amusement park area. And the water scene. People have asked me what's this modeled after. It's not really modeled after anything. It's just my wife and I sat down and we're like, everything that we liked in train layouts that we saw, we just sort of wanted to have a little bit of it in this layout. Camping site. Got a cop down there watching traffic. This is supposed to be like a movie reenactment scene. They're building the railroad, and there's a cameraman down there. This is the drive-in theater, of course. And what that is a 5-inch screen, which would be N scale, 5-inch to a actual drive-in theater. And it's for a backup camera system. I just got the screen, and I put a DVD player up underneath here and just hooked it straight to that. Some other fun things here. My daughter got me these. It's girls getting held up in the back. He ain't gonna get much. She sells popcorn for a living. And this is my tongue-in-cheek on cell phone usage. You can't tell because it's N scale. That girl's actually flashing the guy, and he's leaned up against the building looking at his cell phone, so he's totally oblivious to what she's doing. Then you got to have the playground in front of the movie theater. And then behind the movie theater we got the strip club. And there's some people doing something on the bench next to the left there that beekeepers, and then the park and the flea market. You got an accident scene here. I actually heated the cars up and melted them together so they're creased. Hobby shop, gotta have one of those. A peeping Tom in the window. I don't know, I think the light's too bright for the camera, but there's a couple in there doing something on the sofa. I've been asked a couple times about this really tall building. That's actually it's two Tomytec buildings. They just, you can snap them together. So I took the top piece and made it an entryway, and then I just took two buildings and put them together. And then I frosted the windows because I didn't want to build interiors on those, because I would actually had to build the floors and everything because it's just hollow. It's just a big hollow building. And then I put the sign up top. Same thing here, office building. I put the interiors in it. And it's got a retail floor on the bottom. It's got an arcade on the second floor. And it's photo studio. And then this building, this floor is under construction. And then you got an office building, and then you got a reception area up top for interviews or whatever. That's what I designed that for. Another one of my animated signs. Another building. The buildings I built the interiors in, those are both Kato buildings. And the top floor is a restaurant. the one floor that's covered up is, you know, it's top secret. And then there's 2 office buildings, floors, and then the second floor is office, and then the bottom floor is a bar. I'm trying to think what else I got going on here. There's quite a bit of stuff. I got my deer over here. Get some light on them. So there's the deer. I got some campers way up on that hill over there. I got the 2 snow sheds in the back. I grew up in Montana, so that's why I wanted those there. I actually hate wind turbines, but I like the kit. And there's some wind turbines actually on the backdrop, so I threw a wind turbine up there to fit in. A church and a graveyard. Grain elevator. Little farmhouse. Orange trees. There's a thief back there making off with a bag of goods from the house he just broke from. Hot dog stand. Shoe shine booth. Coffee stand. That back there is actually an adult bookstore next to the church. I thought it was pretty convenient. I got my signs on the outside. My little homemade case for 2 of my diesel switcher and locomotive. Let me get a pan back here. So this just gives a good view here of where the screen is actually located. So I got the touch computer at the top, right in the center of the railroad, so I can control everything from right there. This railroad actually started out as a door layout, and I kept changing the design, changing it, and it ended up to that. It's 7 foot 3 inches by 4 foot. I get a lot of people ask me, well, why did you build it so wide you can't get around it? Honestly, this was the first layout I've ever built, and wasn't actually thinking about that. Now my tunnel system is cut out all in the back so I can get to it from behind. But as far as like getting to the other side, I gotta get a little step ladder and get over there to pick anything up if I get a derailment or anything. I mean, it doesn't really happen, but I mean, the layout's been up for years and I've never really had any problem with it, so I like it. And I do have, I mentioned in the other video that I have remote access to this PC, and I have the train set hooked in through a remote outlet through Alexa, so I can actually turn the phone on, or turn the layout on using my phone through Alexa. I also have 2 webcams, and I'm getting a third to put in another corner, and I did show that on the other video, but I could show it again here real quick. So I can just start up my camera software. There's that camera. That's the one camera pointing, of course, at the theater. And there's the camera on the layout. So I can just get this running and pretty much run my trains from anywhere in the world. I know I tried this last time, but I had a really bad memory card in here. And I messed with the camera settings a little bit, so maybe we can do a little bit better here. So we're going to go to the dusk setting. And then we'll just drop it till it's dark. That actually looks pretty good there on the camera. It's got a little bit of an orange tint to the eye. You can't really see it. It doesn't come through well on the camera. LEDs never transition well to camera. Because that, to me, is just like a normal sky, and it looks blue, blue, blue on the camera. Alright, well, I'm going to wrap it up there. And I think I'm done playing for a while.